Oh, hi. Thank you for joining Real Talk with Robot. This is our very first episode ever, and this is our show here at Electric City in beautiful Westminster, Colorado. And today's show, we have a very special guest for you. Very special. Let me introduce Samantha Royale from Electric City. All right. Thanks, everybody. Samantha, good to have you on the show. I know it is our first episode and everything. It must feel pretty good to be the first guest ever on such an epic show.
I'm getting paid for this, right?
Yeah, you're still on the clock. You're still on the clock.
Making sure.
Mr. Johnson said he authorized that. So
Perfect.
So we're good.
All right.
So Samantha, what is it like working at a place like Electric City? I mean, I imagine it would be a lot of fun to work on guitar amps and hi-fi gear, reel-to-reel tape recorders and everything. It must be just a blast all day long, everybody must think. But what's it really like? Give me the
It is. It's pretty sweet.
Okay.
Way I like to describe it in layman's terms, basically we take metal boxes and we move wires around in such a way that they sound good.
Oh, okay.
And not spark. That's very important.
Okay.
Sparks lead to fire.
Yes. You make it sound so simple and easy. Now, is this something anybody? Just anybody, like a metal box full of wires, maybe some high voltage.
Yeah, I mean, there's death involved, but
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. So the risk of death is part of the excitement of the job, basically.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. Yeah. That
Keeps
sounds
you on your
exciting.
toes.
Yes, kind of like shark hunting or maybe peanut butter tasting.
Yeah. Whale fishing.
Yeah, whale fishing. Yes, that's also a dangerous profession. But I guess if you kind of know what you're doing, you don't kill yourself all the time.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Mhm.
You haven't killed yourself yet on the job?
No.
Okay. Oh, great.
No, that happened to our last tech, the one I replaced.
Yeah. What was his name? Charlie?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't either. Well,
Doesn't matter.
we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss you, Charlie. It's all right. Yeah.
Good old Charlie.
But anyway, welcome again to Real Talk with Robot. This is our reel, and what else do we got in this episode? We have Samantha. What other questions should we ask? I mean, what's it like? What's it like working in Westminster, Colorado? I mean, I know you had to move here from pretty far, Finland, I think. So how you liking Westminster?
That's where I was doing the whale hunting.
Yeah, I mean, is it a good change for you? Warmer, drier
Yeah.
climate. It's
Yeah.
working out for you. Made a few friends.
No.
Okay. So
But we're getting there.
there's
Getting
time for that. There is time for
there. I
that.
mean, that's why I'm doing this, right?
Exactly.
Gonna make me famous?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes, that's why we were doing this. And it is hard to make friends when you're working hard on metal boxes full of wires and sparks. You know, people don't want to get close, just in case. Just in case. So
I was eyeing this phone, we could turn that to a guitar amp.
Oh, we could, yes. How many random odd things have you turned into guitar amps recently?
Several.
Several.
I don't really keep count.
Okay.
Probably between 5 and 7 per day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty amazing. Might be a world record. Anyway, Samantha did point out the phone here. We are live on the air. If you do want to call in with a question, it's 1-800-CALL-ELECTRIC CITY. That is 1-800-CALL-ELECTRIC CITY. If anybody has a question for either Samantha or Robot, anybody? Yeah.
Samantha Robot.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
like
that's
a
him.
culmination of the two of us. That's
Whoa,
weird, man.
That would be weird.
That's weird.
So many made-up guitar amps. So,
I haven't turned a human into a guitar amp yet.
not yet,
That'd
but
be
there's
fun.
still time. There's still time here at Electric City. Who knows what goes on back there? Nobody knows. We don't even let customers back there. Only
Top secret.
only a couple of us are allowed. I can go back there. The manager does authorize that. Yeah, so what is your least favorite type of guitar amplifier? Speaking of guitar amplifiers, I mean, what would you say you just hate the most? Don't like working on them, don't like hearing them. Do you have a least favorite?
Probably AM radios.
AM radios. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
But I like religion and politics, and I don't go for that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Keep it cool.
All right. Well, for our musician customers out there, get yourself a guitar amp, not an AM radio.
Well, I mean, I can turn an AM radio into a guitar amp for you. It's going to cost you.
Yeah, I think that's the best suggestion if you have to go the AM radio route. All right. Well, what else we got on this episode? Samantha, any
This is dirty.
Oh, gross.
Kind of gross.
I'll talk to the maintenance man. He was supposed to clean these.
What the hell?
Oh.
Some cue cards.
Gross. Oh yes, we do have viewer questions. Even though this is our first episode, we are so popular that we already have viewer submitted questions. Now, I have not read these yet, so this should be interesting. All right. Now, what do we got here? We got Josh L. from Des Moines, Iowa. Josh, your question is, what is the strangest offer you've ever been given for a piece of equipment or repair? Now, we have been known to trade things in, wheel and deal. Somebody brings something in for repair, says, I'll give you this if you repair this, or I want this Kenwood here. Do you take trade-ins? The strangest thing I've ever been offered.
Personally, I can't incriminate myself.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why this question is stumping me. I mean, incrimination is one thing, but
I guess what is the strangest that we could talk about?
The strangest that we can talk about. I think it was the $50 gift certificate to Taco Bell. Yeah, remember that one?
Could you even eat $50 at the Taco Bell?
Not really. That's kind of why I turned down the offer. It was offered to me.
That should be incriminating.
That was the offer I was given, not accepted.
Oh boy.
What did he bring in? I think it was one of those little record player, cassette player type of things. Wanted it repaired and want to trade me $50 gift certificate to Taco Bell, which I'm pretty sure he stole that gift certificate from Walmart. So I did decline the offer because, well, no, I can't even take $5 of that. So thanks, Josh. Thank you for your question.
Nice.
Stop by the store when you are visiting beautiful Westminster, Colorado. All right. Now, Katie S. from Nebraska, Alaska is asking... Nebraska, Alaska. Haven't you been there?
Nice rhyme.
It's a great place.
Yeah,
It's really nice. Nice in the summer, real cold. Are people into Van Morrison because they are schizophrenic? Well, Katie. I'm actually a trained professional in media and talk shows, so I didn't learn anything about psychiatry or any of the medical industry, so I can't say for sure if people who like Van Morrison are schizophrenic, but personal opinion, I'm gonna say
I would say at least 75% of them.
Yeah, I was gonna lean more towards 85%, but I think we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
Again,
We can agree on that.
I am not a psychiatrist. I am not authorized to prescribe any medications to anybody.
I mean, I've definitely seen people looking through the bees over there, and they're talking to themselves pretty heavy.
Oh yeah, I've seen it too.
It's
Okay,
freaky.
85%, Katie. Thank you for your question, and come visit us in beautiful Westminster when you're in the area. All right, now let's see, George S. in Georgia. George from Georgia. He doesn't say what town, but
Weird.
no. What do you think, the country or the state? Probably the state. George from Georgia. Current favorite vintage receiver. Ooh, that's a tough one, I really like this one. This is the Kenwood Super 11.
Thing's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not typically a Kenwood kind of guy, but this one is really awesome. Now, out of the favorites, typical favorites being Marantz, Pioneer, Macintosh. Macintosh is pretty much in a class of its own, but let's just take the two most
say
popular.
Like 2230, 2270 Marantz are definitely up there.
Yeah.
But probably more of what I could afford.
More of what, yeah.
70 Sanya.
Yeah, the average guitar amp maker out of other things can afford would be, yeah, as far as Marantz goes, the 2200 series. You're looking for something with a great sound, but less than $500 for the 2230, 2235. I mean, you can get a 2245 for around 500. But for me personally, Robot's pick would be the Pioneer. I like that deep sound. I like the sound it gives to average Joe's rock and roll, basically. But yeah, and typically the bigger the Pioneer, the better it sounds. But even those little ones like the SX 500, 600 series, dang, those sound amazing. Now, George from Georgia, if you're listening, and I know you are, just come down here and get yourself a Pioneer. Make the road trip. It's
Come down
fun.
and get like a few Pioneers.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
5.
It'll be fun. Okay, well, almost done with viewer questions. Bonus question. Now, I don't think this was submitted by the viewer. I think this was submitted by the maintenance man in the basement. I forget his name. Do you remember?
We talk a lot.
Jerry?
I think he lives down there.
Jerry? I don't know.
Creepy
Okay.
man.
Maintenance man in the basement. Is it true that cats worship the devil? And how does that relate to running a successful vintage audio shop?
I get that one like at least once a week.
You know, it is true. As much as people deny it, some cats do worship the devil.
I'm a firm believer
I'm
of it.
thinking 85% of cats worship the devil. The other 15%, those are the cats you don't want. And how does that relate to running a successful vintage audio shop? Well, when you're selling your soul to Satan, it helps to have devil worshipping cats.
Plus, I like to tear them real off and chew on the wood. I mean, it's stuff we can fix.
Yeah, good kitties. Meow meow. Yeah. Well, thank you, maintenance man.
Yeah, he's a goofball.
He is one for sure. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. Real Talk with Robot and my guest Samantha Royale. Everybody, come visit us at Electric City Repair in beautiful Westminster, Colorado.